Hey, welcome to today's video. On today's video we're going to make a donut wall. I've seen them at weddings and at birthday parties, but we have a charity event coming up at work and we need to sell some donuts. So instead of having a boring tray sat on a bench or on a table, I thought I'll make a donut wall. We can stick the donuts on there, get people to buy them, make it a little bit fun. Stick around and watch on today's video as I show you how I made this donut wall. Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome to the shed. Follow me down the drive. The basic design of the donut wall is a sheet of MDF with a number of dowels drilled into it to allow the donuts to hang on. The MDF sheet I'm using for this project is 4 foot high and 3 foot wide. It's 9mm thick. I tried a thicker piece, but it was a little bit too heavy for the project. I intend to space the dowels 6 inches apart across the board. This allows me to hang 36 donuts times 2, leaving a space at the top of the board for the graphics to be applied later on. So, I'd been toying with the idea of making a multifunctional table for the workshop, so this piece was a good bit of practice of using the big router to plunge cut these holes. It's surprising how such a simple task can be so tiring. Okay, I've just received the supplies I need for the next stage. Donuts. I need to measure the subject that's going to go on the board. I can't just make it up, can I? Problem is, if I get any of these dirty, I might have to eat them so no one else touches them. So, with my trusty caliper, I need to, this is going to be painful. Well, this donut's filthy, needs eating. So 3.7 inches wide. This is the important one because I need to work out how big the dowel is going to be that's going to sit inside it. So they're just over 1.5 inches deep. I've got to have 2 of them. So I was going to use 3-inch dowels, so I think I'll be using 3.5-inch dowels, which will give me enough to go into the backing board and a piece to go out the front. I might even go for 4-inch because then I can round over the front piece. Be rude not to. Whoops. So as decided by the donut monster, I'll be cutting the dowels into 4-inch lengths. These will have the ends tidied up with a sanding block. I tested each of the drills in my workshop, but none of them would allow a 12mm dowel into their chucks. Luckily, I have my drill press. This is currently in need of a new location in the workshop, and as such it isn't used very often. You may notice that it's not actually fitted down to the bench during this work. I only noticed during the actual video creation. So I used a sanding block and some P80 grit sandpaper to round off one end of each of the dowels. I secured the dowels into place with some wood glue. The fit was great considering the 0.7mm difference between the dowels and the actual hole itself. I cleaned any excess as I went, as I thought trying to remove any excess afterwards with such a weird configuration of the dowels against the MDF would have been quite tricky. After an overnight dry, the glue up feels fine. I'm going to put a coat of paint on this, and then we're going to make the A-frame that it's going to mount on. Once that's made and the paint's dry, it'll be time to apply the graphics and show you the finished result. The paint I've used on this video is the leftover paint from the cornhole boards video. I'll place a link for the video below. I applied 2 coats of paint, leaving plenty of time to dry in between coats. Whilst the paint was drying, I decided to make the A-frame or easel that the donut ball will sit on. The frame comprises of lengths of strip pine cut to make a large A shape, which is 180 centimeters high. So after the confusion last time, I made pocket hole screws. I thought I'd best do some double checking this time. So the rule says 1/2 inch thick, so this is, well, it's more like 3/4 or 5/8. 5/8, so we want a 1 inch pocket hole screw. I have an abundance of 1 inch pocket hole screws. There you go. So it looks like we've got the right pieces for the job this time.
Does anyone else's cordless drills ever just randomly drop the bits? It happens on all of mine, no matter what make. I tighten them up, the drill bit falls out. I tighten them up, it falls out again from time to time. It happens again about now. I really do need that large assembly table, because trying to complete putting this together on my table saw bed was very tricky, because it was just too big for the actual bed. Once the frames were constructed, they were joined together with a pair of butt hinges. I then off camera gave the frame a front and rear face covering of silver spray paint and connected the legs with some rope to prevent the legs from splaying out too much. I decided to coat the dowels with some PVC pipe to allow easy wipe clean. The graphics I decided to use for the project were all printed off onto matte vinyl sticker paper and cut out using either my scissors or a craft knife. It's very monotonous cutting out donut after donut after donut after donut. It makes you kind of peckish.
So my paint's dry. I've got my pile of vinyl stickers. I've got my plastic tubes to go around the dowels to make them nice and food safe. Let's get it finished. So that's the donut wall made. Is there anything I'd do differently or change for next time? I don't know. I'm still thinking it all over at the moment. So if you can think of anything you spotted I've done wrong or I could do better, let me know in the comments down below. At the moment, even though I've just completed the project, I'm thinking about upcoming projects. I'm also thinking about that tray of donuts that's there, because no one else is going to eat them. It's just sat there going stale for the rest of the day. For the charity event, we're buying them fresh, but they're going... They keep shouting out to me, so I need to get a cup of tea and finish off some of the donuts at least. If you want to stick around, we have a playlist that appears down the bottom corner of things we've done in the past. We've got a subscribe button in the top corner. If you're not already subscribed, please feel free to do so. The more subscribers we've got, the better it is, the more reach we get for the videos. See you next time on Shaun in the Shed.